My name's Sharon Lemelman, and I am a retired pro and now currently working again at Tellico Village, and I love it as I live here as well. I've been a playing pro, a teaching pro, an assistant pro, and a head pro, and now I'm a retired assistant pro. And I'm glad to be here. One of the lessons I give most frequently during the year would be posture. And it's not posture necessarily right at address, it's learning to make your pivot within posture. When we take our posture at address, we do two bends. We bend from the hips and we bend from the knees. And in order to make a great golf swing, we need to stay within that posture. When people are moving their head, a lot of things people say, you're moving your head. Well, I ask them, which way are you moving your head? Up and down, right and left? And they don't really know when they get that comment from other players. If you're moving your head up and down, well, you're moving out of your hips or your knees, period. Another thing they say is keep your eye on the ball. I'm sure you've all heard that one. The problem with keeping your eye on the ball is it tends to make someone look this way and then try to keep their eye on the ball back that way. And it eliminates the pivot. And the pivot is very, very crucial in the golf swing. What we want to do is take our two postures, the hip bend and the knee bend, and right now I'm going to ask you a question. What doesn't move in the backswing? Don't say your head, because I'm going to tell you it's your right knee. The right knee is what I'm going to turn into so that I have all the power I can use to generate back through the follow-through. That gives me power. If you're a pickleball player, try playing pickleball and trying to hit a strong forehand off a straight knee. This is my rock. This is my stability. Everything in my body moves except my right knee, and then I'm going to utilize that for power. I was teaching a lesson this year, and she happened to be a kindergarten teacher. Thank you, Cheryl. And she made it very, very simple to me. I said, I don't want this. This is a function of being too focused on keeping your eye on the ball and eliminating everything else. And she said, well, that looks like a teeter-totter. And I said, that's brilliant. And so I said, well, we want to turn. We want to turn. And she said, well, that looks like a merry-go-round. And I said, that's even more brilliant. And I said, but what happens is when we take our tilt, the shoulders are actually pivoting on an angle. It looks like an angle, but they're actually still 90 degrees to the spine. And when I showed her that, she said, well, that looks like a tilt-a-wheel, which is even more brilliant. So we do want to learn and make our motion within our posture. That's key to being very consistent in the golf swing. Now, if that explanation is too basic for you, I have another explanation thanks to another PGA professional who I'm copying from, and I just want to state this to you. So here's the complex explanation. I want you to revolve around a dual-point centralized fulcrum while maintaining counterpoised equilibrium. That way you can amplify both lag and drag pressure through impact fix. You see, the pivot is a utilization of multiple centers to produce a circular motion for generating centripetal force on an adjusted plane, plus to make some balance necessary for the two-line delivery path. As long as your number 2 power accumulator doesn't break down, you can reach maximum centripetal force with minimal pivotal resistance. That way you can flat load your feet as you snap load your power package. The golf swing is geometrically oriented to the linear force. It involves a physical muscular thrust and the geometry of the circle. You can divide the golf swing into 12 basic components, each having between 18 to 25 variations.